Okay.
I started. Okay, are you ready to count down? Ready to count down? Are you ready to count down?
Yes.
Okay. 3,
2,
2, 1, execute.
Uh,
BackTrack. It was a show about blacks.
You know what I was thinking today? I was like, welcome to BackTrack. It's a show about we don't know what we want to talk about because I don't remember why we even started in the first place. And that's okay, because it doesn't even matter.
Well, that's kind of a mouthful, which is why I just went for blacks.
Well, black people sometimes are more than a mouthful. They're a handful. So what,
well played, sir.
What the fuck were we talking about?
Well
like plants? Plants or some shit?
Plants?
I don't remember.
About your plant penis that always points towards the sun because it needs photosynthesis to get hard?
That'd be a good way to determine which direction you're going. My keyboard still keeps on coming out.
Which direction you're going? Oh, as I thought, I am going towards the sun.
What if you couldn't see?
If you couldn't see. If you were blind and you could just follow your plant dick.
Oh my god, someone's calling me. Oh no.
Assuming that the only place you ever need to go is towards the sun.
Let's all have a phone call. Oh shit, I hung up.
Oh, good.
Let's have a first.
Good
Let's
job.
Call someone.
And then we can hear them. It's called call someone segment.
It's called call track.
Shut up. It's not called track.
Where we call people and then we troll them. No.
No.
That would be a really stupid idea for a show.
Excuse me, I'm pretty sure there's already 5,000 other YouTube channels dedicated to that.
What are you phoning me for?
I'm phoning to make sure you're alive and that you get my messages.
I am alive. What do you mean I'm alive? What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I don't know. You don't answer your emails. You don't.
I looked at all. I saw all your stuff. What do you mean?
Okay, I just want to make sure you turn off the water.
I am gonna turn off the water. It's like 2 hours from now, man.
Okay, I just want.
You and your fucking sprinkler.
Because I'm going to rehearsal. So.
And then
you've got the information you need for that.
Yeah, I do. I have it all. 100%, 200%, 300%, 674.
Is it keeping nice and wet today?
Yes, it's very wet pavement.
Good. Okay, that's what they want me to do. So.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. Okay.
How wet is that pavement, bro?
It's very wet.
How wet is that pavement?
Oh my god.
Okay, bye.
What is this?
Is your uncle for real?
A new voicemail? What the no! Fuck off with that.
You know, it's funny that your uncle said that because my parents say the same thing about me. Like, what? Well, you don't answer your text messages and I answer your phones. They can never get hold of you. And you're like, it's like, well, doing stuff.
I was just saying my keyboard is fucking coming out again, so I put it back in. And if it comes out again, I'm going to take it and I'm going to throw it across the fucking room. Not the keyboard, but the desk.
But if
it's
you
the
take it out,
desk's fault.
You might not be able to get back in.
Sounds like a predicament.
You gotta get it in, then take it out, and then get it in. But
I think it literally sounds like a predicament. I don't want to hear about those dicks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well, now that we got that out of the way.
What did we get out of the way?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I started a new bullet point list, but all it has on it so far is blacks. I already used that up with the intro.
That's not what...
Oh, no! No, I wrote dicks. I'm sorry.
So, what?
Okay.
I have these Cheetos. Do you have any snacks?
No, I don't have snacks. Well, I have snacks I could get, but I didn't get any.
Why?
I've got clams. Smoked clams.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean smoked clams?
You get them. They're in a little tin, like sardines.
Oh, okay.
And they're delicious and oily and salty. I also eat sardines and shit like that. And
sardines are pretty nice, but I haven't had them in a while.
Canned fish. I love it.
What the fuck are we talking about? Like plants and like... I don't remember anything that we were talking about prior to this.
We were talking about plants because...
Their rigid cell structure.
Photosynthesis, and you were going over grade 6 science class.
Oh yeah, because
about plant cells being more rigid than
animal cells.
The animal cells are all flabby, and I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, because they need that rigid structure
About
to support their
that-
weight,
That photosynthesis.
so they can grow. Imagine if they didn't have that cell structure, what plants would look like. Oh god, just like
They were
just
all, like-
masses of whatever,
Well,
like animal
it'd
goo.
be like the Zerg in StarCraft. They'd just
Oh,
be
this-
all like gross and
I
sloppy.
don't want to
and
talk about
on
it.
everything.
Oh, it's gross.
It is gross.
Remember that
That
time we
was
played
gross.
the StarCraft 1 and the flying bananas came around and fucking murdered us? Super
Yeah,
hard.
bananas.
We were so bad, and then Mark was like lifted off his base, was like, "I'm coming over here," and then he died.
Yeah, there's lots of games where they have gross aliens that like grow on things like that. Like the Flood and Halo do that, and I think it's in the second one where you go onto like a base that's infected with them, and they got these doors that look like sphincters, and you walk close to
Really?
it, and you press
Ash
X to
doors.
open it, and it goes and opens, and it's disgusting.
That's pretty gross.
They look like sphincters. They made fun of it in Duke Nukem Forever. Because they have those, and when you open it, then he tickles it with his finger. He's like, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci.
That's pretty.
He's like,
Pretty
oh,
gross.
it's a tight fit. Shit like that.
No,
And it's like, yes!
no, I don't want to be part of this.
It's great. The sphincter doors. They're the worst.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, it is pretty shitty, as a matter of fact. Speaking of sphincter doors,
Wait, what?
well, Bill Gates has a new website.
I was gonna talk about my chocolate bar and how it doesn't have any vitamin A or C, but it does have calcium.
Oh, well, that's riveting. Let's
No
talk about
iron.
that
There's
first.
no iron. There's no
Of course
rock
there's no
hard iron in
It's
this
not
chocolate
broccoli.
bar.
It's a chocolate bar. You know what has in it? Chocolate.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, you would.
You know what I hate about chocolate bars? The sound they make. It's like, can it not fucking make this stupid noise every time?
You're the one making the noise.
Well, no, it's the wrapper.
Well, you just peel the wrapper down and it stops making the noise 'cause it's peeled. Nigger.
I did. I took it out of the fucking thing because I was sick of it.
Yeah, you took it out of the wrapper and now your fingers are getting all chocolatey.
Oh, I have a cloth to wipe it off.
You have a cloth to
Wipe
wipe it
off
all
my
off.
shame.
You're wasting chocolate!
No, I don't care. Fuck off.
Okay, good.
So
Why
we
don't
were-
you just put the whole thing in your mouth at once? And
Because
just
I don't-
wait for it to melt and slide
Because
down
how
your
am I
throat.
supposed to talk?
Don't
and
even,
then
don't
second
even
of all,
chew.
I don't wanna be
even
a fat
chew it.
ass.
That's too much work for a chocolate bar.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Just
to
stuff
me.
it down your throat. As it melts, it will glide down into your stomach.
No, this is a score bar and it's hard. It's really hard.
Oh, those are really good, but also expensive. And it's like, why are you so expensive? You're like super thin score.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
it's
Fucking
like that,
chocolate
and
bars.
that's the way it is.
We were gonna talk about Bill Gates.
Bill Gates
and his Barts.
and his new website.
His Barts, not his butts, just Barts.
His farts.
Fart gas.
The fart.
We were talking about the
gases.
fart gas and how it's
Always
coming
about
in
the
again.
fart gas. Of course, it's always coming in. Well, there's not much to say about it, really, is there?
No, there really isn't.
It's just the same shit.
Just with women.
It's just more of it. Yeah.
I mean, they're just men with dicks anyway, so
Yeah.
it's like, what's the point?
Well, it makes you wonder how often you're gonna see stuff that shows up on both of them, but like different versions. Like, you know, when someone makes a picture and they have different versions, they release them. Like, this is the version where everyone has dicks, and this is the version where everyone's pregnant, and this is the version where everyone has dicks and is
The
pregnant.
version where
And this
everyone's
is the
pregnant.
version with cum on everything except for the characters, and this is the one with cum on only the characters, and this is
Gross.
the one with cum on both. And this is the one where they're pregnant with dicks and there's cum on everything. You know
How does
they
that
do
work? How do you be
Photoshop.
pregnant with dicks?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's pregnant with dicks.
No, but I'm not saying like you're pregnant with like a
when you
baby.
say you're pregnant with dicks, it
dicks.
makes it sound like there are many dicks inside of your womb.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
and they're
at.
just gonna come out and just flop around on the ground like a
They're
dead
like their
fish.
own species. They're like
yeah,
called-
because dead fishes flop, as everyone knows, when you shock them with electricity.
I don't know what dicklets is a good word to call them.
Dicklets. Are those the baby dicks?
Like they're dickards. I'm trying to think of a good name to call them.
This isn't about Bill Gates at all.
There's nothing much to say.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is...
It's like, what the fuck? I guess he decided the best way to make more money is to make a new... I don't...
Should we explain for people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, we should. Do you want to handle it?
Hey, Bill Gates is onto from Hard Blush, and we call him Bill Gates, and we call him Hard Blush Microsoft because it's funny. That's basically it. That's it. That's
Pretty much.
we made a new website. It's called Wet Blush. It's like Hard Blush, but it's for like straight porn instead of gay porn. But the thing is, since the Hard Blush characters are already drawn with like feminine bodies, but then dicks, then it's like, well, what's the other version? It's gonna be the same thing, but no dicks, and possibly more boobage. But from what I've seen so far, there's not a whole lot of boobage going on. The thing is, it's saying that it's going to update 3 times a month. I think that's what Hard Blush does right now. But it's like, the updates are already so few and far between on the other one. I don't know who's going to be working on the new one, if it's going to be all the same guys. And if it is, then that's kind of bullshit, because it means they could have been turning out twice as much content as they were. But they decided to not do it unless they were getting paid even more. This is the low price of $7.99 a month, which I pointed out is the same price as Netflix.
And we all know how much Netflix is great.
You can either have unlimited streaming TV and movies with
and Nicolas Cage, don't forget that.
It doesn't have everything, but it's got a lot of shit, and you can have that unlimited for a month, or you could have 3 new pictures drawn by artists who are just whoever it is. You don't get to choose who it is or what the picture is. It's just whatever comes out.
I mean, there's no Nicolas Cage. If there was, it'd be a good
there's
time.
not even a Nicolas Cage.
I would love that.
I've looked. They haven't made a single Nicolas Cage
We should just Photoshop
comic.
Nicolas Cage.
They haven't even done any
over
like
all the characters.
solo Nick Cage. Nothing. They haven't done any. Not even like
There's
a
not
reference.
even John Travolta. I wish he was there.
Now, if they had John Travolta and Nicolas Cage
at the same time,
They-
like in the same body.
they could be selling that subscription for like $20 a month. I'd buy it.
Would you?
Yeah. They
I
could
wouldn't.
switch faces every month.
Well, unless it is the movie Face Off. I keep on
Yeah.
telling my uncle about that, and he's
Yeah.
like, he hates the movie, and I'm like, it's
He
so
hates
fucking
it.
great.
He takes his face off, and then he steals John Travolta's face, and then he fucks his wife.
I know,
It's
it's
the
so
perfect
fucking
crime.
good. It's so, it's the best movie.
It's like, God damn it, Cage. When he's sitting there smoking, and then it does the cut where you finally get to see his face with no face. And he's like, ah! And he's like smiling. It's like, oh, Nick Cage! He's the best villain. Like, seriously. I mean,
Pretty
he's
good.
good in other stuff too, but as a villain, it's like, oh shit. This is goddamn
Oh
Nick
my
Cage.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Do you want to just make noises?
Yeah.
For like a minute.
Next 45 minutes, and then,
Just the whole,
and then
the
we'll
whole
just wrap
thing.
it up.
Just the whole thing is just noises.
Welcome to Noise Track, where we noise.
Oh my god! Is that like a dying velociraptor?
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going for. Awesome.
Or like a cat that just like can't talk anymore. He's like out of
A
breath.
cat that's out of breath sounds like that. What fucking cat sounds like that
Garfield.
on any day, let alone when it's out of breath? You think it would pant rather than inhaling sharply, producing a loud screeching noise.
Probably would.
Yeah?
Would.
Well, I think you're full of dicks.
I don't know
Even
if that's
more
true
than
or
Arnold
not.
Schwarzenegger.
That's not true.
We all know that he's pregnant with dicks.
Oh, that's just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So, what did you do today?
I didn't. That's the thing. I
You
got
fuck
up.
all?
You know, it's
Me
funny
neither.
because I have all these things to talk about, and then we get to this, and I'm like, "Fuck, I don't remember."
Yeah.
And I always do this.
It's not funny, actually. This is a serious problem right now, and you're not pulling your weight, so I'm gonna have to eat you. And absorb your powers.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, we could just reuse last episode's bullet points.
No, that's dumb.
I know. But it's an easy out.
It's not even an out. It's just in. Just get in.
You
Get in the
gotta-
boat.
You gotta
Get in my time
all
boat.
the way. Yeah? Your time boat?
Oh, I can't even say.
Yeah, good.
What did I do today? I got up.
Yeah. Oh,
I went downstairs
sounds
and
like
I noticed
so much work.
that there was water all over the house, and I was
Was
like,
there?
"Wow!"
Like,
Woo.
what do you mean by water all over the
Oh,
house?
there was a sprinkler and I didn't see it, and then I just like, where the fuck did all this water come from?
Oh, is it like spraying through the window?
No, it was just spraying at the window. I'm like, what?
Why do you have a sprinkler pointed at the window?
No, it's like it's for the concrete to keep it wet so it doesn't crack. I guess I don't know. That was just poured.
Who gives a shit?
Alright, fuck off. And
It's
then
gonna crack eventually. Just let it fucking crack.
let me
It's
tell you about the
concrete.
dog and
They
like
design it
no,
with it cracking in mind.
you're a crack.
They know it's gonna crack.
Okay,
Who cares?
crack.
It's not your fucking sidewalk.
It isn't.
It's the city sidewalk.
Well, no, it's in our backyard.
Fuck
actually.
them. So it's not a sidewalk. It's
Well, it's like a
patio
sidewalk
or
in your
whatever you
backyard.
call it. It's like a sidewalk in your backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Does it wrap around the house and have a curve with a gutter?
Yeah, I bet it does. It's just hidden.
It's a hidden gutter.
Mm.
Yeah, is that where the fart gas comes from?
Well, there's a great. There's stairs that go down to the lower floor. Like we have a basement suite with 3 floors in
no,
total.
a basement
And there's a grate,
suite.
and that is legitimately full of the fart gas. It's pretty
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
It's like full of this black gunk. And you know what it is? I'll tell you.
You'll
I'll tell you
me?
right now.
Don't tell
It's-
me.
it's
I don't
like-
want you to ruin the mystery.
It's like bong juices
What?
from the people who used to live down there. Like instead of going to the sink, the person would pour their bong in that grate, and now it just like has like the million years, a million
Oh,
billion
is it
years
great?
worth of
I thought you were
residue.
saying it was a bucket. I was like, throw out the fucking bucket, man. You're saying there's a bucket full of it that you was just sitting there. It's like,
Just never
dude,
get
get
rid of it."
over yourself. Dump out the bucket.
No,
Oh, you're saying it's caked onto the grate.
no, it's like it's in. There's water in the grate, and it's in there, and it's stuck in
Oh
there forever.
yeah, like. you
So
can't
like
get
I was cleaning it out with the
Can't
power
you
washer,
get, like, a
and it made this
pressure
like
washer in
oh
there
it was
and floss
gross.
with it?
I did, and it like smelled like the grossest, nastiest fermented
did you-
bong water.
Did you put soap down there with it?
It wouldn't help, man.
Okay,
It's-
well,
it's
what-
so
no,
there's too
I'll-
much
I'll
of it.
tell you what to do and help neutralize it. Put in soap and vinegar and mix it around in there. It'll at least help with the smell if you can't get it out.
I mean, it wasn't bad until I started
Vinegar
fucking
will,
with it.
will break down like the solid plant matter and crap or whatever.
Pretty
It's good for
gross.
that. So try vinegar stuff.
Vinegar.
I don't know. You might need a lot of vinegar.
A lot.
How much
100%.
water would you say is in there?
I don't know. Good question.
Yeah.
Can't
Nothing's
really tell.
worse than the smell of old bong water.
Nothing's worse than someone who doesn't
Even-
fucking clean
even
their
like-
bong,
Even
and then
like
they make you use it.
Even
Fucking
like if it's
douche.
2 hours old bong water, it's like, oh, that's not so good.
Okay, let me tell you, this bong water. He used to keep it in there for weeks, and you'd smell it, and you'd be like, "Ugh!" and you'd die, and you'd kill
Weeks?
yourself.
Dude,
No,
you pour it out
weeks.
as soon as you're done.
No, he's fucking the worst. He doesn't live here anymore, but I'm not gonna tell you who he was.
I don't
I'll just say
smoke
that
my
he
bong
didn't ever
anymore,
change it.
really, But when I did, the longest I'd leave it in there is like overnight. If I got really stoned and then fell asleep, then I'd wake up in the morning.
Like when
Pour
I
it
used to
out and
smoke
clean it.
weed, I used to clean my bong like every time I used it, so it was
Yeah, but
always
you're really
fresh.
anal about cleaning shit.
Well, yeah, but I don't care.
Mine was clean, but it got that stuff stuck onto the inside of it. I don't know. Is yours clear?
I don't have one anymore. I don't smoke weed.
The one you had.
No, it was like glass, but it was patterned and
mine's
textured.
clear, so you can see like all the stuff that gets stuck onto the top of it, like above the water line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Like
know
all
what you
that
mean.
green crap, and once in a while I leave it soaking in soapy water, but you can never
He also
really get
never
all
used
of it
pipe
out.
filters either. He hated them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like you'd have a stem full of gunk, and what would happen is it would clog up. And since he didn't use the pipe filters, when it was clear enough for it to go down, all the extra weed ashes would go in the bong, and it would just collect. And that's why it was so gross. He was the worst. And you know what? The bong was like at least a good 3 feet tall.
I didn't use those either, but at least I cleaned mine every time.
I used to clean that thing all the time. He'd get mad at me and be like, dude, your bong is fucking gross and I want to use it too, so fuck you. Like, this is a community bong now. For everyone.
Bong.
And those were bad times for bad people.
Bad bong times.
Yeah. A BBT for everyone.
BBT. I feel like there was some stuff that I found out recently that happened, but
Probably.
I don't remember what they were. 3 people died in a flood in some place, but that wasn't it.
Oh, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Not important enough. People die all the time.
Yeah. There's another big forest fire in California where they had to evacuate people. That's the usual.
Is it?
New there. Yeah, they have a fire season there. They have a season for fire. That is how often they have forest fires. And they act fucking surprised when their homes burn down. Because it gets really hot and dry there, and then their forests light on fire.
Well, if you
and
live
then
in
they
a
want to
concrete
build
jungle,
their
you got
house.
nothing to worry about.
They want to build their house nestled into the woods so it's all nice, but then the fire spreads to the house and their house burns down. And they have to evacuate parts of the town because the forest fire will be spreading and they don't know if it's going to burn down the houses. And it's like, Jesus Christ, you think they figure out a way to fucking deal with it by now?
Just like have like
it
a
happens
moat
every
of water
goddamn year.
around your house. There
A
you go.
moat of water.
Like a very shallow moat.
But what if a tree that's on fire just fell over across the moat?
Well, have
and
like
crashed into your roof.
have like
and lit
some
your roof
sort
on
of
fire.
some weird plan where like you have a dog with an axe attached to it, like on a robotic like thing that goes
A
and
dog
chops
with
it
an
down.
axe attached to it.
Or like
The
another
perfect
dog
combination
that has
of
like a
animal
fire
and
hose on it.
machine. The loyalty of a dog and the cutting power of an axe. Finally together.
Like it's like a fireman dog thing. It's got an axe and a
Being a
hose
fire
attached to
dog.
him. And he has like a little helmet and a little uniform.
Yes, is it a Dalmatian?
If you want.
Well,
Whatever the
that's
fuck you want to be.
That's the classic firehouse dog.
It could be a fucking
Dalmatian.
like wiener dog if you really want.
Yes. Your dogs are the best.
But like a really big wiener dog.
Have you seen wiener dog puppies?
No.
They get into this. They all sleep in this big pile of dog, and one of them will wake up and start moving, and everyone it's touching will wake up and start moving, and they slowly spread until the whole pile is just wiggling and falling over itself, and they all just settle down and sleep again. They don't go anywhere. They just do it like a writhing mass of worms or something.
It sounds really strange.
Yeah, it's also adorable. I know
Is
because
it?
my grandma bred dachshunds.
Your grandmama.
So, yeah, so whenever we saw her through puppies, it was like, oh my god, puppies!
Grandmama.
Yeah.
I don't have a grandmama. They all died.
Yeah, they all died.
Ended my story.
I only have one left. I lost the other one.
You lost her like in a lost and found?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like at Walmart?
Yeah, we went somewhere one day and she just didn't get back on the bus. I don't know.
Why were you taking the bus in the first place?
I don't know. I just made up that story. It's not true.
It
So
better
I'm,
be.
I'm not aware of the details.
Yeah, we need your grandma continuity to be true.
I'm sorry. The truth is, I never had any grandmas because all of my grandparents are men. And so is all of my family. I come from a family where we have
Like
this
men have
disease called
babies.
manitis, where we're all men, always. There are no women in my family. The last woman in my family can be traced back to the early 1800s.
So I got annoyed
Before
with the chocolate
manitis
bar.
was discovered.
And I just started holding it in my hand. I don't even care anymore. Just melting all over me.
I told you it would happen.
I don't care. I have a
Didn't
cloth.
I?
And I have a mouth.
Hey, I'm always right.
No, you're only right
Always
sometimes.
right.
This just happens to be one of those times.
Oh, if I had a nickel for every time you'd say that, then I'd be right all the time.
But you'd have a lot of nipples.
Yeah, because I'm always right.
Just like a chest full of nipples.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's like, yes,
Like hundreds of them.
If you got a nickel for every time, and it's happened like a million times, you have a million nickels, that's a lot of nickels, but it's still nickels.
No, but nipples.
You gotta move those things. They're bigger than dimes, but worth less. What the fuck is up with that?
I don't know.
Right?
I say just fuck them. Get
It
rid
would
of
be
them.
more efficient to have it in half as many dimes than nickels. You get the same amount, but it would be way less mass.
I mean, I think that we got rid of the penny. That was
It's
good.
like when you play like dungeon games, and it's like you have 2,000 gold. It's like, and you're just carrying this gold.
That's a lot of gold.
The gold is heavy. Even if it's just a little gold piece. Like, just imagine this guy running through dungeons with, like, these huge sacks that go down to, like, his knees, or just bouncing around when he runs full of gold.
That's
Better kill some skeletons, because then gold has no weight in this world.
you don't need any weapons, just gold bags to whack
Yeah.
people with.
Smash people
That's
to
the
death
ultimate
with your
weapon.
bags of gold. Oh, perfect.
Crunchy. Crunchy.
Okay.
Crunch.
Yeah.
I don't like Captain Crunch.
Me neither.
You know what? I like to call it Captain Cranch because it's not very good.
It's shitty. It doesn't
You know what is
taste
good?
that good, and it's all like full of air. And
hurts your
like,
mouth?
Yeah, it hurts the roof of your mouth. Right?
You know what is good? Cinnamon
I
Toast
say
Crunch.
that to people who like it, and they're like, "No, it doesn't." It's like, yeah, it does, and you know it.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is really good.
Of course, it is.
It's so good.
The stupid commercials. Can you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Because it's fucking covered in sugar. It's delicious. That's why.
There was a cereal. Called
It's
French
so
Toast
sugary.
Crunch. Well, it was so good, but it doesn't exist anymore. I'm
French
so
Toast
upset.
Crunch?
Yeah, it was great.
I saw that and I was like, ew, what the fuck?
No, it's really good. I love
Why'd you-
it.
Oh, is it just
No.
like that McDonald's syrup that they put in their McMuffins?
No, it has no
in your
syrup
cereal?
in it. It's just like it's
So
just
gross.
flavored like French toast. It's really
What's
good.
up with those, by the way? People were like, "Oh, the syrup is built into the bun." It's like, excuse me. Like, let's
what?
back up for a second. The syrup
Built
is
into the
built
bun.
in.
What does that even mean?
It's because you know what the egg McMuffins look like, right?
Yeah.
And you get like the syrupy one, and the bun is all sticky
Ugh.
because I guess they mix syrup in with the batter or whatever.
What?
So it's like having syrup on it, but you don't have to pour syrup on. It's supposed to be convenient.
That's
for
not
them,
convenient at all.
obviously. Yeah, it's like the syrup is built in the bun. It's like, ew. Like, was it disgusting enough already? Now it's all sticky with McDonald's cum.
That's like your keys are built into
And,
your car. Great.
and it's like this dirty little gross sausage, and then all this stupid. It's not even like filling. Like, why would you waste your money on that?
I don't know.
It's like there's stupid little egg wraps that taste like sweaty armpits. Like, it seriously tastes like sweaty armpit. I'm not the kind of person who says something tastes like something that it actually doesn't taste anything like. It's just something gross. I mean, like, I was trying to get the taste, and I'm like, it's sweaty. That's what it is. It tastes sweaty.
It's greasy.
It's greasy. It tastes like my brother Ray.
Wait. Brother.
Ray
you
has a brother
are you
named
Ray Jr.
who
or-
sounds exactly the same as him. I don't know.
I don't like. We're losing our own track of our own character.
They have a big
Thing.
greasy family. With grease balls.
They're not really Italian. They're just greasy.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. Every time. We're never like gonna play Grand Theft Auto again and have that experience. Just the
Well,
boat.
Yeah, the crime boat. That was
Fucking
great.
crime boat.
Well, I guess not because you don't have PS3, and GTA 5 isn't gonna come out on PC for another 6 years.
Oh, okay. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
I'll just buy a PS4 then with none of my monies. I'll just steal one from the shops.
I'm gonna buy one when they come out, but not right away, probably. I don't need one right away. I can wait till there's a game out I want to play on it. I don't get that. People
I don't know what
play
that noise
console
was.
at launch, and it's like, oh, you can play that free launch game that sucks?
No.
Yeah, it's so
Shut
fun.
up. Fucking
Well,
people like
they
that.
usually have a launch game, and it's really crappy, and everyone forgets about it after, like, 4 months.
I mean, like every launch game ever.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I can't remember back that far.
Yeah. Well, you can't remember because they're not that memorable games.
I'm trying to think like what.
There's always
What
some
came?
crap just to
I
push
think
the
Crash
system.
Bandicoot came with my PlayStation.
Yeah.
That game's pretty fucking good. You know what
Yeah,
game like?
When I got my PS3, I think I got Uncharted 3 with it. And I played it the whole time thinking it was Uncharted 2. I didn't know what the difference was. I didn't, like, I thought, I was like 3, I was like, oh, I guess that's the newest one. So I thought it was this one I saw, which I guess wasn't the newest one, it was the second one. So I was playing the whole game, waiting to see this one scene I had seen, and I never saw it, and then it was over, and I was like, damn it was the wrong game. It wasn't that good.
It's like walking into a movie theater.
And it was the
and then just,
third
like,
one in
waiting,
the series, so I
waiting for it
imagined
to
it would
change
be
to the movie you want.
Yeah. It was the third one in the series, so and I heard that the second one was way better than the first one, so I was like, well, this one must be like the best then. And I don't know how it was compared to the other two, but it wasn't that good.
Oh, just like Dead Space 3.
It's the same.
It was the best.
Well, it's the same gameplay as all the Tomb Raider games, except you're Nathan Drake. And it's even like the same themes because you're in tombs and stuff.
Did you
And it's
finish
like,
Dead
dude,
Space 3? I don't think you did.
No, I barely played it. It's shitty. I got
It's
to like,
it's not that great.
I made a crappy gun and I was like, this is stupid.
I
Why
can
am
say
doing
like
this?
honestly 100% the Dead Space 1 and 2. The second one is better in some ways than the first one, but the first one still is the best in my opinion.
I think the first one, the second one, they go together perfectly.
Yeah, they're like bread and butter and jam.
Yeah, you can play
potatoes.
the first one and then
Sand.
jump right into the second one from there, and it's still good. You know,
It's a crunch. It's a very.
it's more of a
coarse sandwich.
continuation.
It's a rough, starchy sandwich.
It could have been Dead Space Part 2 if they wanted, instead of Dead Space 2.
I don't know. I just think the third one didn't play properly. Like it just didn't feel like Dead Space to me. It felt more like
I think the
I don't know what it was
They're
like.
trying to add too much new shit in there. They had the gun crafting stuff, and then they had the co-op you could do. And apparently, I didn't play through it a lot, but I've heard from people that apparently that it's weird how they make it if you're not playing co-op, then the other guy just shows up for all the cutscenes, and then he leaves.
I'm just here
for
now.
some reason.
I'm here for you, Isaac. You know what the problem with the first game is, and this is a problem for me because I don't die a lot, is that I collect health packs, and then by the end of the game I have about 100 health packs in my bank, and I'm like, fuck, I do this every fucking time.
Great.
Every goddamn time I play, and I have like stacks of ammo for all of my guns, and it's just, I do it every
Yeah.
fucking time.
I'm usually all like, well, I used to always be like that with ammo, always optimizing, making sure I had the most ammo for the guns I wanted to use the most, and blah blah and all that stuff. And I realized one day, I'm like, I'm always doing this. I always have so much ammo, and they're always giving you so much they can't even pick up. So now what I try to do when I play games is I just grab whatever's on the ground and I go with that. And if it runs out, then I just grab something else. Or if I see something cool, I'll grab it and I'll be like, yeah, I'll just try using this one. So I'm not using the same gun the whole time. It's kind of fun to do it that way.
Like the best strategy.
When you're
in Dead
like,
Space
oh, I'm
1
almost
is
at
just to-
ammo, I'll kill that guy and take his gun. But I guess you can't do that in Dead Space because
Well,
you're not
no.
fighting soldiers.
I mean, upgrade your plasma cutter. That's all you need to do. And then
Yeah,
once your
that's all you need
plasma
is the
cutter's
plasma cutter.
good enough, upgrade your armor. Because I always get in the situation where I'm halfway through the game, my plasma cutter's, well, it's just so close to being done. I don't want to spend my money because I'm a fucking cheap ass fucking Jew.
In all the Dead
I don't want to
Space
spend my
games.
credits.
Yeah.
So I'll have enough to buy all the nodes that I'll ever need. Like I have 200,000 credits or something like that or more, but I won't buy the nodes because I want to do it legit.
Yeah,
And
I never
I'll
buy
need like
nodes.
1 or 2, but I will have no upgrades for my health or armor, and then I'll like get hit once and be like, and it'll just explode.
Actually, that's not true. I have bought nodes. I always start where I'm like, why would I buy a node? And then it's like,
Sometimes though,
3/4 of the way in, I'm like, fuck it, I'm buying the node.
like if I pick up a bunch of credits, like 2,000. Not 2,000.
Well, it's like if you
20,000
have
or
nothing better to
30,000
spend
credits.
it on.
I'll buy a couple nodes.
Yeah.
Especially if it's really late in the game and I'm not buying anything. Because I don't buy the weapons because they're pointless. Just fuck them. Fuck
I
them
know.
all.
I always
Flamethrower
just
bullshit.
I get
Pulse
the
rifle
cutter.
bullshit. Cutter, fuck that thing. Line rifle, fuck it too. They're all shitty.
I know. I always just use the plasma cutter and the rifle, whatever is the military one.
Pulse
And
rifle.
I upgrade the cutter until it's all the way upgraded, and then I upgrade the other one. And the only reason I have the 2 is because then I can carry, like, 2 guns worth of ammo. That's the only real
You know what's the
reason.
worst?
So
when-
I'll just switch to the other one when I run out of one, and then I'll use that till I run out, and then switch back. And that way I'm always collecting ammo for the empty one while I'm using the other, and it works out pretty well.
I hate it when they give you ammo that you don't have the gun for in Dead Space 1.
No,
That
then you
fucking
sell
is the
it.
worst.
You
No,
sell
I
it.
just store it.
You just store it.
Yeah,
Are
because
you
if I buy the
kidding me?
gun, then I can have ammo for it.
But you're not going to buy the gun.
Well, I might.
No, you're
That's
not.
what I did the first time I played through. I said,
Yeah.
well, I can store all this ammo, and if I really need to sell it, I will, but I'll just keep it just in case, and if I
I'd
want to
sell it
I
on
will.
purpose, and you can make money pretty fast like that, because you'll have all the money that you get finding stuff, and then you can sell all your ammo.
Yeah, but
and
you don't
even
really
more.
get much money for your ammo, unfortunately.
Yeah, but there's so much that you find all the time, it adds up over time, dude. And you'll usually find a store before you're full of different ammo types.
I always have that problem where I have all the inventory spaces almost, but somehow I manage to fill them up. This is the same problem I
Yeah.
have in Borderlands. It's like I have 30 fucking things
gotta learn
in my
to
backpack. How
prioritize
did I
stuff.
fucking fill this shit up again? And then I don't want to sell my guns because I don't want to get rid of them, but I want to get rid of them. But fuck Borderlands. It's the worst. It
The-
plays
the
on all of
only
my
game
fucking
where I'm
problems.
like that about items is in Minecraft, where I'm like, I must keep everything.
And then you die, and then you lose it all.
Yeah, no, I put it all in chests.
Remember that time we
That's
fell on
I
the
keep
floor
the
lava?
I keep every fucking dirt block I dig up. It's terrible.
And you're just like fuck it, and you left.
Because I just remember, when I died. Oh, I'm so
No,
mad.
that was the worst. I was so mad
That's
because
not
I'm
the
like I
only
wanted
time.
the diamonds.
I've had so many times in Minecraft where you just die and you just exit, close, walk away.
I
That's
mine
it.
locally, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I never ventured really far, and if I do, I'll make a house in the mine where I was, and if I die, I'm still in the mine.
If it's like you're finding all these diamonds, you're like, oh my god, I'm so lucky. And you're like, let's go back. And then like something happens and you fall in lava and you die and you lose it all. And then you get pissed off because you're like, I was so happy.
I'm really cautious. I
was
do
right
everything
there.
I can to keep it down to a minimum of death.
Yeah, you try to do that, but I mean, when you spend enough hours in it, then it's just like a matter of time before it's gonna happen by chance. You'll
I guess
slip
so.
up, or a creeper will come around the corner. The worst though is it's usually a fucking skeleton that's shooting arrows at you as you get pushed back towards the lava and you can't do anything about it.
It's like, gee, thanks, asshole.
Yeah, it's like,
What if it has
fuck
like
off,
knockback on the
skeleton.
fucking bow? You like go fly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse. Or like they light you on fire with knockback, and then you fucking go into the lava.
Yeah,
You're like double on fire.
pretty bad.
Is it like I think it's like punch or something like that? That's the enchantment that gives the knockback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
we had
it's
those.
punch that
We had
gives
those
the-
like super bows. Like, what does
Super
mine
duper
have? It's
bows.
like got infinite on it. It's got power 5 and like punch 2 and flame 1 or something like that.
That was fun.
It's got a lot of enchantments on it. Do we even have that server anymore? Oh, who
I think
cares?
I still have the map. I still
Or-
technically have the server box. I could set it up whenever.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more interested in it now because they've released the update with the new biomes, but they've been releasing lots of stuff in the snapshot, so I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens.
I guess that's a good idea.
You can make portals any size, well, not any size, but a bunch of different sizes now too. The nether portals, you can make it the classic size, but you can also make it, that's the smallest one you can make, but the biggest one you can make is 32 by 32 blocks, and you can do any rectangle or square in between that. That's kind of cool.
If you haven't played any of the new games,
it'd be cooler if they made it so it didn't have to be a square though, so you could have cool shapes and other.
Like you haven't played the Amnesia game that came out or Outlast, have you?
No, I haven't.
You should, because
I watched Markiplier play them.
Because I think that honestly, Outlast, I mean, it was starting to piss me off at the very beginning because when you're in the part where you got to start through generators, it's really hard to avoid that guy. But other than that, the game has been just a blast. Like I've never been so engaged with a game.
Yeah,
and just been like actually physically terrified even a little bit. I'm like, oh man, I love it. It reminds me that we all have fears, and I'm not a robot. I'm a real boy.
I was watching A Machine for Pigs, like Markiplier.
I played that
too. Through it. And I haven't seen the last episode that I just put out, which is the ending one. But I've seen all the ones up till then. And I mean, that part where you're up on the surface and there's the pigs murdering everyone, like, the fuck was that? That wasn't scary.
I don't know.
It seemed weird because the rest of it was all like really creepy and slow and quiet in atmosphere. And then you're out there and you're seeing the monsters running around killing everything behind stuff where you can't go through. It felt kind of lame.
I guess
it felt like something out of like an action adventure game.
I haven't really been through that part yet. But what I found is I found people in cages, and what I was theorizing, since this machine is made to solve like hunger by slaughtering pigs in such a mass amount, that maybe there's actually slaughtering people instead of pigs. And the reason I thought that is because there's all these pig masks, and it would seem like it's some sort of weird religious ritual thing is going on here. I don't really know what's going on because I haven't really gotten that far yet.
Have you been
but that's
reading
what
the
I'm
notes?
figuring. Yes, I've been reading the notes, but I don't always get the whole. I don't always get the whole picture from it.
I know what you mean. I kind of figured most of it out from pretty early on. It's one of those things where you don't get quite the details, but you understand basically what's happening.
Oh, I should tell you that you know the part where you got to move the bear. Did he move the bear? I fucking moved it back and locked myself in there. And then I had to glitch to the game to move it out, and the door was flying off the handle.
Awesome.
It was just, I don't. It seems that game has some problems with certain parts because I've been able to fuck up the game and break doors and go and do things that I shouldn't be able to do like that. Like the door was just going nuts. It was flying off.
Like
it was flying into space,
spazzing out or something.
And the bear was like fucking going crazy.
Well, I've been watching it. I haven't played it or anything, but it doesn't seem that scary or really. Or
it just has really good atmosphere.
Even as the first one, yeah, it's really good atmosphere. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of parts that actually have a threat in them.
I think,
and you get away from them pretty fast and easy. Especially and I watched it like just after watching the other one out. What was it called again? I forgot. Outlast. Yeah, so maybe it's just because Outlast was so much better that it seemed that way, but like, it seems to mostly be you're just walking down a hallway. It's like you're on a ride at Disney. You're just.
I think it has really good atmosphere.
Like
that's what I like about it.
It's a pre-planned line that you're just following the whole way.
I also like that you don't have to fucking keep on getting lantern fuel. I hated that.
Yeah, and
even though I'm good at it, I don't like it.
The lights flicker when the monsters are around and stuff like that.
And speaking of Outlast, you know the battery situation? Like, I have had 10 out of 10 batteries almost the entire fucking playthrough. And I know why Markiplier doesn't have any batteries, because he doesn't run out the fucking batteries. He reloads them before they're dead. He doesn't use all the opportunities to keep the batteries good. Because I've noticed that he was doing that. No, he doesn't. He reloads them when they get into the red.
Just before, yeah. Well, the
but
idea
he had like
is you
3
don't
or
want
4
to be
batteries.
chased by a monster in the dark.
No, he's just walking around.
And then, yeah, but what if something jumps out and is chasing you and it's dark, and then you have to reload your batteries and you can't see? But anyways, the point is it's not a big deal. Great, you had 10 out of 10 batteries. He didn't, but he still made it through. There's still enough.
Fair enough, but still, it's like, come on, don't waste your batteries.
In the end, you just died with more batteries than he did. Spoiler alert. You die in the end.
Well, obviously.
It's all for nothing.
Obviously, you die in
You just
the end.
get shot by soldiers.
You get crucified or something.
The moral of the story is don't waste your fucking time messing about with shit. Just stay away.
I thought you were going to get crucified, but I'm obviously aware that you die in the end. It's pretty obvious by the way that everything's set up.
End yet?
Well, of course not.
I thought you said you finished it already.
No, I said I almost finished it.
No.
I finished fucking Dead Space. That was 1,000,000 years ago.
Yeah.
That's not a scary game. It's a hype game. People are scared of Dead Space.
Fun.
Honestly, annoy the shit out of me because they don't want to play the game. They want to hide around the corner. I'm like, Isaac Clarke is the most capable person in the entire universe. You have nothing to be scared of.
He is. He really.
It's the problem is that you're fucking incapable of dealing with these
whenever
problems.
I'd play it, then I'd start out and I'd be kind of creeped out and scared and be hesitant to go around corners. But once you killed a few of them, then you kind of get into it and you're like, yeah, whatever. And you just run around shooting through guys like
some
normal,
people just never get over that. They're just done.
But,
They're done the second they play it.
But then there's some people and they're like, oh, it's not scary, it's bad. It's like, just because it's not scary doesn't mean it's not a good game.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Like, it's about shooting monster alien things. It's not about hiding around corners and running out of batteries and finding notes.
Fucking batteries. I love how I have like 10 out of 10 batteries and then I'll look in the corner. There was 2 batteries more. It's like, so great. Now I gotta waste 2 more batteries so I don't feel bad about it.
Fucking retard.
That's pretty much how it is.
You're such a retard. Jesus Christ.
Like, you know the part where
you be more
you gotta
OCD,
turn the you gotta turn the sprinklers on. Like,
when
I go
play
over
Mario,
the table.
do you get all the coins?
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
break all the blocks and kill all the Goombas.
I went over to the table in the cafeteria when you gotta turn the sprinklers on, the two pumps, and I went and got the battery because I didn't want to leave it.
That sounds like something I would do.
I actually died the first time because I'm like, no, I gotta get the battery, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
I always do stupid shit like that. I'm like, I'm risking something though. I could die if I go to do it. But
it's
I'm
like raping
oh,
me in the
it'll be
ass,
fine.
I'm trying
And
to
then
get
I
this fucking
die.
battery, and I can't.
And it's
he
like,
won't let me reload.
It's like, well done, me. You just died over something stupid that didn't matter.
I like when he rips your arm off. Markiplier said, "Oh, it's you're ripping his head off." I'm like, "No, Markiplier, that's your arm. Sorry, it's arm and head are 2 different things."
Yeah, I was like, if he ripped his head off, then,
how would you be still looking at him?
The camera would move up with his head, right?
Pretty much. Fuck. Cutting out.
I know.
No, now you're not.
I know.
You really have to wait till October to get your new internet? That's really stupid.
Well, they need it's a small like third-party company, right? It's not like Rogers or Bell.
Oh, okay.
So they need like 10 days to activate it or something like that. Basically, it's happening on October 11th. Oh, excuse me. Oh, God damn.
You're turning into a smoker.
Yeah, really.
Fuck.
Okay, it's like it's like
tongue.
October 1st. I think I'm getting it, and then my Rogers service ends October 11th.
Oh, okay.
I know what'll help this cough.
Jesus Christ.
I know what'll help it. I just need to smoke more weed.
No, that won't help.
Of course it will help.
You can just drink some water.
I'm doing that too.
At the same time? Try it. Smoke weed and drink water at the same time. See what happens.
Maybe I could if I.
You could if you tried hard enough.
If I put the joint in my nose and the water in my mouth. But the main
you can just get a straw.
The main problem is that my body has to decide which chute it's gonna go down. Is it gonna go down the stomach one or the lung one?
We'll do one after the other.
They can't both go in the same one.
Well, maybe if you try harder. Yeah, that's right.
What if I just got like a big stick of... yeah, exactly.
No, fuck you, now I'm coughing. I was faking it, and now it's real.
What if I got like a big stick of butter and I microwaved it for like 5 seconds, and I just slid it down my throat.
You would
Up
be
and
very
down
sick
repeatedly
after.
to lubricate it with the buttery goodness.
I want my cough
Do you
drops,
think
but I
that
don't
would
know
help?
where they are. No,
think
it
that
wouldn't.
sounds
It
like a
wouldn't
good
help
idea?
at all.
I think it sounds like an excellent idea.
I had a bag of cough drops that I wanted.
Have
to,
you
like,
ever
take one, but I
accidentally
don't know where they
swallowed
are.
an ice cube before?
No, I haven't.
I have several times, and every time it's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck just happened? Because at my parents' house, they got this dispenser thing that dispenses ice that are like, it's like if you took a circle and you cut it like, instead of halfways down, you went another like 3/4 ways down. So it's like, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's not like half a circle. It's like,
Can't find my fucking. Oh, there they are. Jeez, you're in the pile.
it's like a speed bump. It's like the profile of like an airplane.
A
wing
speed
or
bump,
something.
like an ice bump.
Yeah, that's what these ice cubes are shaped like. They're long. They're fucking big anyway.
Long
And
and
I'd
big.
have them in my glass. And I'd be drinking
Oh,
water.
you mean
and then
like
one
they're
of them-
shaped like a wedge, like a
Yeah, that's
lemon
it.
wedge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
had a fridge that did that.
And I'd be drinking the water, and then and it go down my throat, and I'd swallow it. I'd be like,
Oh my
Jesus
god, there's
fuck.
a dog.
Because it's so big and it doesn't seem like it should work, and then it's so cold
There's just
going
like-
down, and then you're like, "Am I okay?
No, you're not. You're gonna
is
die of
my throat
icitis.
gonna get bigger?"
Icitis. Man, there's just
Icitis.
been like dogs like all the time. Shut the
all
fuck
these
up.
dogs.
I'm sick of it.
Is there raw meat outside your house? Or
Well,
something?
there might be.
There might.
There, you never know what the
You
neighbors
wouldn't
are
know
up to.
because you never go outside.
Well, going outside is just like playing ball with no
going
balls.
outside is overrated.
Like you throw the imaginary ball and you're just like, well, fuck, it's done. It's out there. See you later, ball.
it's out there. It's out there leading its own imaginary life.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an imaginary ball
If
life.
you love something, you have to set it free.
Well, what if it doesn't exist? Can you still set it free?
Well, can you still love it?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question.
No, it isn't. It's a stupid question.
Is it?
Yeah,
No, it's not.
of course you can.
You can
You
do
can
whatever
love
you
something
want.
that's not real. Because what if someone just lied to you, and then you fell in love with them even though they were lying, so then they're not real, so you fell in love with something that's not real.
Are you still? I mean, there's still
Because
person,
that's something that's
though.
in your own head.
But that's like
It's
an
got
that's
nothing
like a
to do with actual
psychological thing.
reality. It has to do with the universe and your stupid little brain. So
The-
yeah, you can
the
love something
brainverse.
that's not real.
The reverse.
Now that's the problem solved. It's just solving
Is it?
philosophy.
We can't-
We're solving it once and for all. We're tired of asking these questions over and over again. We just need straight up answers.
So
If a tree next on the list, if a tree falls in a forest and there's no one there to hear it, does it make a sound?
of
Yes.
course it fucking
Okay,
does.
done. Okay, next.
Like
Well-
what type of stupid question is that? It's like, yeah, of course it fucking makes a sound.
It's actually a metaphor. It's saying that if something isn't observed, then does it exist?
Yes.
That's the metaphor.
Of
And you
course it
say
exists.
yes, but does it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well, you could think about it on a deeper level. You could think about it as the universe is unique to each of us because we live inside of our own universes created by our minds. So, if we do not know about something, then it does not exist in our universe yet.
yeah, I guess. But remember what I was telling you about
So
the
that's
thing?
why it's philosophical. There's no yes or no answer, which is why the whole joke is like we're gonna answer the question once for all because you can't. You ruined it because
I
you're
did-
actually dumb.
Oh.
You ruined me pretending to be dumb.
I didn't ruin it. I just enhanced
being
it. I
legit
just
dumb.
enhanced it.
You enhanced.
I zoomed in, enhanced.
Yeah. You just focus my energies with your energy ray.
Yeah.
Ray
Remember-
the energy.
You remember when
ray.
we were talking about that thing?
Hey,
like,
Ray!
Uncle told me. No, Luigi.
What did your uncle Luigi tell you?
He told me Mario. No, remember we were talking about this thing? Like my uncle said that if you're not like observing something, it's not there.
Yeah.
Like, remember, and he doesn't really believe that, but then I said, well, then electronic devices don't work for anyone but yourself, and that means I can't use any of the stuff that you have because it would all be within your own universe.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
Well,
Because we all share the same universe.
Yeah, but
In
you
an
say
objective
that,
sense, but in a mental sense, we don't
this
share the
is
same
where, This is where
picture.
you break down into philosophy, where there was like that guy who was famous for he convinced himself that he wasn't real.
And then he just disappeared.
And then,
He
no,
flew away.
No, it's okay because later he managed to convince himself he was again. It's like, what the fuck is that? That was kind of stuff. But it's the whole idea of technically there's no way. Technically, there's absolutely no way that you can prove that the universe you know actually exists. For all you know, all of this is in your head. I'm not even real. I'm just some imaginary character of your subconscious that you're seeing. Maybe this is all a dream. Maybe you're not even human. There's no way you can actually prove that. But most of us agree that it's best to just assume that we're all in the same universe. I mean,
it'd be kind of silly to say otherwise.
We could be in the Matrix. There's no way you can really disprove that, is there? Right?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not the one making the claim.
It's unlikely.
So.
It's just a stupid movie. Why would it be real? But I mean, that's the whole like philosophical thing about existence and stuff.
I mean, if someone really believed that,
heavy.
Let's say hypothetically someone believes that like nothing is real, like yeah, they can believe that all they want, and they can say there's no way you can disprove me, but it's not really my job. So it's your job to prove that it's your, you made the claim. I can deny it, and I don't have to do anything.
There are people that believe that, and
yeah,
they don't have to prove their claim. That's the whole thing. There's no way
they can't.
There's no way you can convince them otherwise.
It's just an unfalsifiable hypothesis.
Well, yes, especially since they believe that the entire universe is just in their head, right?
Well,
so what are you gonna say to them? They're gonna be like,
nothing
"You're just
done.
in my head," and then you think, well, what if that really is true, and they are your own subconscious's manifestation trying to show yourself the truth.
Yeah, that would be really, really deep if it were true, but unfortunately...
But it could be, but you
can't disprove. I would rather believe what I can really see.
The whole idea of philosophy is asking questions that we can't really answer.
Sure.
That's the whole thing. So technically, you can't really be wrong.
There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but there is something wrong with claiming things that are true when they're really not, or unfalsifiable. Yeah. That's when things get really sort of fucked up.
Well, the whole cool thing about philosophy is nothing has to be taken as true or false.
Apparently, I can't say unfalsifiable hypothesis. I keep on fucking it up. It's like I fucking fucked it up like 6 times. Like
unfollow the hypothesis.
I feel like a 5-year-old.
Unfly list.
Are you flying?
No.
On fly list?
I'm on the fly list.
Yeah, the fly list. You're not on the list. Fly list.
Is it a list of flies or?
Well, it's where you go to fly. It's like you're flying in a plane made of flies.
Fly on the fly list. Is it the name of an airplane? The fly list.
Maybe
says it on the side.
Yeah, it's flyless.
Okay.
Could just be fly less, and it would sound like fly list, but then it'd be flyless.
Fly less sounds like a cheap airline.
Because you just fall out of the sky.
Of airlines.
Or you just drive in the plane.
Got some fucking minimum wage teenager working as a stewardess. It's like, oh god damn it.
There's a lot of people who are afraid of flying, and I've never understood why. And I really can't sympathize with them, because when I'm in a plane, I'm like, I'm hundreds of thousands of feet in the air. I'm loving it. Look at all this shit. I get to look out the window and be like, those people are like ants. Those cars are like bugs.
And then you get bored. And then you're still on the plane for another 3 hours.
You can bring your laptop with you or something. Or PSP or whatever. I mean, I did it back when Game Boys and Game Boy Advances were relatively new.
Mr.
So I didn't have any of that at all.
I bet I've spent way more time in the air than you have.
Well, I mean, 5 hours is quite a long time to waste.
In the first 10 years of mine.
Well, yeah, you probably did, but I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean,
it's...
considering that as like a baby, I lived in fucking Iqaluit, and then I lived in Ontario, and then I lived in Sweden, and then we'd visit Ontario once in a while from there, and then I moved back to Ontario, and all the meanwhile, I've been to trips to different countries, and like with my parents and with school stuff and all sorts of things. I've been to a lot of places. I've been on a lot of airplanes. It gets fucking boring.
Is this an
There's only
airplane competition?
so much you can do
That
that.
you want the
This isn't
airplane
an
award?
This isn't a competition because you can't compete with
No,
these
I have
airplane
I have
hours.
broken legs. I can't get on the plane. I have a wheelchair.
Oh, good. But
I'm
what's
just-
cool, I like when Air Canada introduced the little
that's a horrible thing to
screens
say.
that they've got in the back of the headrest.
I'm
It's
sorry
like
if you're in a
little touch
wheelchair.
screen.
You're
So
allowed to
you
come
can-
on the plane.
No, you can choose what movie you want to watch or TV shows that they have, and they switch them all the time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
instead of having to watch a movie where it's what everyone's watching, and you plug your headphones
That's
in,
what I did.
You can watch whatever
That's
you
what
want.
I did.
Those
'Cause
are awesome.
I remember that
Then
those were really
airplanes aren't
new.
boring anymore.
And
then I'll be sitting on the plane.
that's
I'll be
what I
like,
did the
"Damn
whole
it,
flight."
the flight's almost over, and I'm only halfway through this Nicolas Cage movie."
I just watched TV. There was no movies, but there was TV, and I just watched
Yeah.
TV for the whole time, and it wasn't really
Those are
interesting.
awesome. And you know, you can say what you want about Air Canada, but have you ever ridden on an American airline?
No.
Okay, you're spoiled.
I think Air Canada's pretty good.
This is
I
they're
don't
very
think there's
good. They
anything
get a lot of shit,
wrong with
and
it.
I mean they've had financial troubles, but it's because they've got a pretty high standard. American Airlines, it's kind of like, you know how here we got a few banks and they're really big, and in the
Mhm.
U.S. they've got tons of banks and they've got really small ones and everything. Same deal with airlines. They've got tons of really small airlines, so they're all very competitive with their costs. So they're really good at spacing out their maintenance and everything. So they're leaving it for as long as they possibly can, and the planes are just so shitty, and the whole flight it's not quiet like on Air Canada plane. The whole flight everything's rattling and buzzing, and it's ridiculously loud. I was shocked the first time I was on an American plane. I thought it was just that one. But then on the way back, it was a different plane. It did that too. And I've been on a few since, and they're all like that. It's terrible. It's shit.
Sounds awful.
I've been on airlines from a few different countries, and Air Canada is probably the best one I've ever been on out of all the things. Air Canada's always been the best one. Even their like crappy stuff was like still, at least it's better than the other ones. Okay, it's not that
better
bad.
than the other ones.
It's not that bad. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not
Well,
that
I never said it was, but I'm sure people complain
No,
about it
lots of
regardless.
other people do. Tons of people complain about it. It's like, don't give Air Canada a hard time. They're done good.
You know what's the worst? When you're going on a holiday or something, and you want to have a good time, but your parents or whoever you're with doesn't want to do anything that you want to do, even if it's not something really big. I always hated that, because it's like, well, we're right here in wherever the fuck we are. Why don't we just go over to
I've
this
never
shop
really
and take a
had
look?
that issue.
We-
Usually I'm the person who's like, oh, do we have to go to that?
Like, I can't think of a vacation in specific detail, because I don't really remember a lot of them, because they're
My
when I
main
was really
problem
young.
with most people's vacations is they plan all this shit to do. And it's more shit that you do when you're not on vacation. The whole point is to relax. Go
Yeah,
on vacation
that is
somewhere
one
where you
thing
can
that
just do
happens
nothing.
quite often. Where
That's what
we
you
planned
should
like
do.
this huge trip out, and like none of the stuff on it gets done, or either
It
we
doesn't
try to
work
do it
out
all
right.
and it doesn't work.
I prefer just going somewhere and
having
just
a good
making
time.
it up as you go along.
Yeah,
Because
go with the flow.
at the end of the day, you can plan a bunch of shit, but usually you'll make all these plans and you'll make backup plans and stuff, and then something happens that you weren't expecting, and it's just fucked. It's all out the window, and you make a big mess of things if you try to fix it. So
I
it's
think one
whatever.
thing that you shouldn't do on
Just go with it.
vacation is try to buy food that you're not going to eat and then put it in the hotel fridge. Go out and eat. Enjoy the restaurants that are in the local area. Find out which ones are good and where you want to go. Don't
Who
fucking
buys
eat.
food and puts in the hotel fridge?
We
What are
did
you
that.
talking
I don't know
about?
why.
Well, you bought a bunch of food like groceries.
Yeah, to save money.
Fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, saving money, there's no problem with that, but I mean,
Yeah.
you just buy small meals that we can eat quickly. Don't buy a bunch of ingredients because there's no real way to
Yeah.
cook food properly
Yeah.
unless you're the Japanese who can cook their food in one pot and make it fucking delicious. Unless you're really good at one dish, like one pot dishes or one sort of just continuous thing
You're
that
not
you can
fucking
add stuff
camping,
to.
It's a vacation.
Well, because when I watch Japanese cooking, I notice that their dishes are extremely simple, but they're also really really good. So they don't use a lot
that's
of
weird,
space.
Because the only Japanese cooking I've seen, I'm like, this is so complicated. I'm looking at the video length; it's like 23 minutes long, making this
Yeah.
one thing, and it's like some soupy sauce stuff that goes on like a little cake thing or something. And it's like, Jesus Christ. And it's like this tiny portion. And it takes so long. And it's so much work of prepping stuff and leaving stuff out and mixing this and that. And everything in the right order. And it's like, oh.
I mean, if you want to know
I
what I'm
just want
talking
to eat.
about, there's a show on YouTube called Cooking with Dog, and I've always really liked
Nice.
that YouTube channel. And no, it's not cooking with dog. Like there's dog in the food. It's
Oh,
just
like the guy's
cooking
name
with
is
a dog. Like the dog is supposed to be the host of
Dog
the
is-
show, but it's really simple food that they teach you how to make
Okay,
in a
hang
couple
on
minutes.
Hang on a second.
You'll
The dog
watch it
is-
and you'll know.
Hang on a second.
It's just a voiceover.
The dog is the voice of the show.
The host.
The host of the show. So, is the dog, like, is it like they've got the fucking dog film, some guy doing a stupid voice for it while it looks around with big sad eyes? 'Cause
No,
it's being
no. I
made to
mean, just
wear an
if you
apron?
want to know what I mean, just go watch it. Just go look it up.
No.
Yeah, go look it up after we're done this shit.
Oh, okay. After
Or you can
we're
do it
done
right
this
now.
shit. Fuck those other guys listening. Whatever. Fuck them. Just
Well-
go look it up. Just go look it up
Well,
separately.
you can go look it up right now if you really want to. I mean, it only takes a few minutes.
Well, I'll link in the annotation. In
I-
the annotation in the link.
Ugh,
I don't know. Are those the right words?
I guess.
Is that how YouTubes work? Now
I
you
don't
have to
know.
do it.
Well, my
Link
whole
in the
point
description.
is-
Annotation in the description. Link to the annotation in the description.
My whole point is that there's a lot of simple dishes from different cultures that you can make very easily in one sort of pot.
Yeah, you know
And-
what the best
and
one
you
is?
don't have to-
Jamaican
to put a lot of
patties,
work
except
into
you make
it.
them in the oven and they're so good.
And I think with our culture, especially from what I've seen, people put a lot of work into a dish that always never turns out as good as they're expecting because
Yeah,
they load it
I
up
know,
with
they-
too many
people
things.
always overcomplicate
Simplicity is the key to good cooking,
That's
and I'm
what
not
I
a good
do.
cook, but from what I can tell,
Me
from what I've
neither.
eaten, simple food
But I
always
know how to make
tastes the
stuff
best.
that's good in your food hole. I know how to do that.
I'm a big fan of takoyaki, and all it is like batter and octopus, and it's fucking delicious. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
it's a little more complicated than that, but that's basically
You know what's
the-
awesome? Caramelized onions.
yeah.
go
They
good
are.
with like any
Oh, I love
meat.
them with hamburgers,
Oh yeah.
like
Love them on
melty
anything.
cheese.
You have them on steak.
Like
I
you
bet
can
you
put.
could even have them on a hot dog. They'd be good. I've never had it, but I imagine it would. Like, why wouldn't it be good?
Some people also hate this. They don't like Cheese Whiz, and Cheese Whiz isn't that great, but it goes good with certain things like Philly cheesesteaks.
I don't mind cheese.
I think it
whiz,
tastes good
though.
on certain things. Like if you're gonna have a hamburger
I haven't eaten
with
it in
onions on
years.
it, it's really
It's
hard
not
to get the
even-
cheese
yeah.
to stay where it is. So you can use Cheese Whiz, and it just works,
Yeah.
and
I know
it's good.
Some people use cheese whiz for grilled cheese sandwiches, but I never got that.
Yeah, that doesn't really work for
That's-
me.
Yeah. I just use those Kraft cheese slices.
If you really want a good grilled cheese
Or just
sandwich, you
cut
can
up
have
my
like
own
half and
cheese.
half. You can have like 2 cheese slices or 1 cheese slice and a real slice of mild or aged cheddar, whatever you prefer, or even white cheddar. I'm not really a fan of white cheddar unless it's good white cheddar.
Oh, I wonder if we have any bread I can make a grilled cheese.
I'm really
I've got some
passionate about
I could
cheese.
Just shred it up and
I really like cheese. It's
You're
one of my.
passionate
I
about
love
cheese.
cheese. Cheese
Of
is like one
course
of those
you are.
things. I
Of
just
course,
love it.
of course, you're passionate about cheese. What else would you be passionate about other than cheese?
Cheese whiz.
What are you passionate about? Say, oh, I like music and I like computers and cheese. Really
Cheese.
passionate about
I like cheese computers, just made out of cheese.
Computers, cheese computing. Have you heard of it? Cheese insulated wiring.
Cheese whiz computer.
Cheese music made with cheese, performed on cheese.
Well, I mean...
cheese keys. My cheese keyboard. Cheese key. Excuse me.
The moon is made out of cheese.
Ever heard of cheese keys? Cheese keys. Sponsored by Nicolas Cage. Cheese keys. Very good.
I got my cheese keys right here. You can take a bite or a sniff or a nibble, whatever you prefer. You don't like cheese? I have this.
Like that.
I have some
cheese keys.
Some cheese over here.
You don't like cheese? Go fuck yourself. I got some more cheese.
I have cheese for you if you don't like cheese.
All I have is cheese. The room you're in is.
You can have some cheese flavored crackers.
If you lift up the carpet right now, you will realize it is all made of cheese. And
I would like some cheese, please.
Open up the walls, you would see cheese inside of them.
Speaking of cheese, let me tell you about my cheese.
About your dick cheese.
Oh, you ruined it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it's gross. Whatever. Speaking of cheese, like, you know what's the worst kind of cheese? Like, Cheez-Its. I find that Cheez-Its are pretty gross. And we don't have them in Canada. We have, like, knockoff
I was gonna
Cheez-Its.
say, I've never even had Cheez-Its.
And they're pretty shitty, too.
What are the knockoffs called?
I don't know. There's a President's Choice Cheez-It that actually is really good.
Little triangle things?
Well, they're rectangles or squares.
I know that. Yeah, I know what they look like.
If you want good cheese, like substitutes, and you're in Canada, get the President's Choice cheese bits or whatever the fuck they are.
I need more cheese in my diet.
Look like Cheez-Its.
Do you know of any cheese substitutes?
You know what?
I need to get more cheese because I'm not constipated enough.
I need to shit out whole logs of beef.
I need to eat more cheese without actually eating cheese, guys.
What if you just like shat out cheese, like a whole like thing of cheese? That'd be really weird.
That'd be really convenient, and you'd save a lot of money on cheese.
Oh yeah,
just wipe it off, and you're good to go.
The problem with Cheez-Its is that they're really harsh, and they have this horrible aftertaste. We had these white cheddar Cheez-Its, and I put one in my mouth, and I chewed it for like a second, and I spit it out and almost threw up. It was so gross.
Where the fuck are you getting Cheez-Its from?
We go to America every now and then.
You go to America.
Well, I don't go, but
you just walk to America to get some Cheez-Its once in a while.
Because we live next to Seattle, so we can go down
you live next to America?
Pretty much.
How close? Like, how long does it take to get to the border?
Well, I'm in Langley, so...
because I know where Langley is.
In Vancouver. Like, think of where Vancouver
I don't know fucking Vancouver.
Well, just think
I live
of
on the other side of the goddamn continent.
Just think of the bottom of BC. The very bottom.
Are you on the border?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like an hour away from it.
An hour. Thank you. That's why I asked. It's about...
But I don't go there, so I don't really remember. And I realized, it was close to it a while back.
Yeah.
Because we were going somewhere, and he's like, the border's right over there. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I think that the American food is of lesser quality, and I don't think a lot of people tend to agree with me, especially my uncle who says, well, no, it's not any less quality. And I say, no, because our milk is way better. It just tastes better.
It actually is. There's a lot of reasons.
Our eggs are better. Our cereals are better. Like, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It had this weird texture to it. Like, it was
I'm not entirely sure, but... my guess would be that we have stricter regulations.
I'm trying to think of how to explain this texture. Like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch as a kid, it had a really crispy, light texture to it. Like, you know how cereals are when they're really, really good as a kid, and then they have all these taste to it, but it didn't have the same. It just didn't feel the same, and they were also all curled up.
You though, because I mean, your taste changed.
I mean, I could go get another box.
I used to be a really picky eater, and now I'll eat like fucking anything. I'll be like, "Oh, you're not gonna finish that? Fine, I'll eat it. Give it to me. Give me your food."
I noticed that our cheeses are also better.
All the time.
They're not bad cheeses though. Like the Tillamook cheeses are really good. Oh, they're fucking great.
But also, Canada is a really kind of rural kind of place, and I mean, our population to landmass ratio is nothing like the U.S. So a lot more of our stuff comes, from traditional kind of farms and a lot less from big factory type things. I mean, it still happens.
I mean, I like that. I'm not one of those people.
I don't know about other places, but I know in Ontario, at least where I am in Ottawa, I mean, there's farms everywhere. There's farms in Ottawa, the capital city. There's a farm across the street from my apartment building. Okay.
The cows go moo.
Yeah. And there's
getting
local stuff
electrocuted.
all the time, and there's lots of restaurants where they advertise that they've got like local vegetables and shit.
That's a good thing.
So, yeah, it is a good thing.
I mean, when you go to a restaurant,
I mean, there's
local
less of
produce
that in
is
the
always a
winter
plus.
because nothing fucking grows, and then all the fruits and vegetables and shit in the grocery store are shitty because they're all imported from the U.S. Old and covered in preservatives, and the stuff in Walmart is so gross. It's like, no, Food Basics is the worst. Food Basics has like rotting fruit sitting out and fries
gross.
around it. It's disgusting. And it was like, we gotta go to Food Basics. He pissed me off so much
Food
because
Basics?
there's like,
What is
there's
that?
a lot. It's a grocery store.
Okay. Never heard
So
of it.
there's a Loblaws and there's a Walmart and there's a Food Basics, and they're on 3 separate streets that are all parallel to each other. And he always insists that we go to each fucking one because he like to get potatoes at Walmart and potatoes and carrots and onions because they're cheaper there, and then get whatever's on sale at Food Basics and Loblaws. But Food Basics sucks for anything that's not like pre-packaged. Because, like, we got Kraft dinner there once. It was on sale for 79 cents a box. Turns out it's because all the boxes got wet, and then they dried out. So when you pour the noodles out, then a bunch of the Kraft dinner was stuck to the inside of the box. It was all hard. So that was fucking shit.
I was...
And we've had their hamburger meat before, and it's really crappy, and it's not ground very fine. Like, it's all big swirly strings of it. And it's expensive. It's more expensive, like, the cost-to-weight ratio than the other places. And their fruit and vegetables is always like rotting. So this one time, red peppers are on sale for like really cheap there. And he's like, "Oh, I want to go." So we go there, and you look at them, and they're all like scab red, like deformed, deflated, hanging over there in a big pile. Like they've been on sale all day, and they're still in a big pile. No one's bought any of them. I'm like, "See, Andrew, we're not going to Food Basics anymore." So why they're on sale? Because they're fucking rotten, and they don't want to clean them out.
Did I tell you about the
Making me do
macaroni
it.
that I opened up
It's
the like the
bullshit.
cheese sauce and it was all rancid? Oh, that was gross.
Yeah.
Fucking like, you know how it's supposed to be orange? It was brown.
Nice.
It was poop brown. Like a
Uh,
poop
and-
that hadn't fully become
Andrew
brown.
got this big box of food from his mom.
was yellow
and
brown.
and it's a bunch of old shit she's just been having sitting around forever. And he was looking through it, and there were these gravy packets, and one of the gravy packets was from 1990. It's older than I am.
That's pretty old.
And
You
the
should
thing
totally have
and
that old gravy.
It doesn't have an expiration date on it. I was like, "Andrew, we need to eat." He's like, "No." I'm like, "Come on, I want to make potato with it." It would have been the best.
Fucking do it.
Oh, I gotta see if he still has him. I got rid of it.
If
And
you still do it and don't tell him.
They say on the back that you have to like shake it up before you open it and pour it out. And all the other packets, you grab them and you'd be able to shake it and you could hear it all mixing around there.
This
And you
one's
grab
like
that
just a solid
packet,
lump.
it's just solid. It's just a brick. And I'm sitting there trying to break it up, and it's breaking up into like crumbs of brick. Like,
This gravy's still good. You just gotta mash it up with a hammer.
Vintage gravy.
It's vintage, baby.
Uh,
Vintage gravy. It sounds like a commercial for like old gravy. Vintage gravy.
And when I found
Oh,
it, I was
yeah.
like stoned out of my mind when he got it right and he showed it to me, and I was so excited about it.
Why?
I was like, because it's so old. It's like, look how old it is. It's like an artifact.
It's older than you.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
like
was
my-
tripping me
it's
out.
like my
I was like, it's older
grandfather.
than me. That's officially fucking old. Because it's not like, oh,
Officially?
that well is older than my grandfather. No,
you got
this
it like
is a fucking
appraised,
packet
and
of
now
gravy.
it's officially old. Like an old appraiser. This is officially old. He comes by with like a little clipboard and like
Yeah,
an
and he puts
eyedropper.
a sticker on it that says old.
He like gets a
Really win.
needle.
And it's like
with a
you're trying to
little
sell
thing in it.
something. It's like, this is a very old cabinet going for $200. Like, excuse me, does that have an old verification sticker on it?
It gets like one of those bore needles that
It
they
doesn't-
use for ice, but it's really tiny. And he just gets a sample and then drops it in, and then takes like a water dropper and then it mixes all these chemicals to like test how old it is.
And it's all hooked up to a machine
It
that
turns,
fizzes
like,
away,
brown.
and it's got a display, and then it pops up with the results, but here's the best part. The results are either yes or no.
So which one means
It
it's
says
old?
yes, says it's old! It doesn't even tell you, like, how old it is exactly.
So which one
It
is
just
it old?
uses a
Is it
chemical
yes?
reaction to judge.
Yes or no?
Well, actually, I
No,
was
it is
recently-
old, or yes, it isn't old.
Well, I guess what
It's
is the
about the
definition
same
of old?
thing.
When is something old? Is it old the second that it's not new? Or what?
Yes, it's old. No, it isn't. Like, how would you
I
say
guess
it?
it's a descriptive word.
Like, how
so-
would you say it so both yes and no both basically mean it? They're both old.
That it's old and not old at the same time?
Yeah.
You say maybe.
No, it's old.
No, it's say...
and
eh.
like, I don't know if yes, it isn't old works because that says that it's
Yeah.
not old, or like
Whatever.
it's old. Yes, that is like broken English.
It's old, yes.
It's old. Yes, that's what he says.
Yeah. It's
Is
old.
it? Is it not old? No. It's old. Yes.
Well, I was thinking recently about
About old,
how you define what's man-made and what isn't.
I guess.
Because I was thinking, what if there was this, like, jagged rock sticking out of the desert somewhere?
Right.
And it had been sitting like that for, like, decades and decades. And then some guy comes around and he sticks a block in
Some
the
guy.
ground.
Let's call him Andrew.
Yeah, and it's so almost in the same shape as the other one, but it's not worn down or anything. So that's man-made then, even though it looks the same. Now, say they sit there for like another couple decades, and there's lots of wind and sand, and slowly the other block that the man put there wears away until it looks the same as the other stones, the same shape and everything, and it's sitting in the same position. But one of them is man-made, but the other isn't, right?
Well, I mean,
But if you were to go and look at them, then you wouldn't know the difference.
once it's
And then
deformed enough,
here's
it just
here's
becomes
the
part
twist.
of nature, I
Here's
guess.
the twist. Here's
What?
the twist. What if that jagged rock was originally a broken part of a foundation of a house that a man built hundreds of years ago and another man destroyed and then was worn away? So now
He was
that's
angry
man-made.
About the gravy.
Or
It was
is
too
but
old.
it's kind of changed by nature, so then it's like it's weird, because you got that whole like the butterfly effect, like
Butter
you know,
effect. You put the butter in your mouth.
What defines if something's man-made? Is it like does that have to be intentional or like
I don't know.
is created by it? And I was thinking because like what nature versus man-made, but we're a part of nature, so isn't what we do nature? But I guess the whole point of having the term man-made is just to define the difference. Obviously, So
I guess.
that's
I don't know.
fine.
I really don't know what to say.
And it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's basically trying to find the answer to a problem that doesn't exist.
You're just trying to make problems. You're a problem
Yeah.
maker.
No,
You're a
it's
bullshitter.
just stupid shit I think about when.
When?
That's it. That's,
Just when?
Just when.
Just when?
Just when.
When is it when? Okay. Just when.
It's never. It's never when enough. For you.
So what do we got left? Do we got anything?
We still got dicks.
Well,
It's on the
no.
list.
That's not on that was the list.
Yeah, that's the whole list. It's dicks, and we haven't discussed it yet.
Yeah, we did.
DIX, in case anyone is curious.
So it's not even like what about DIC? Like Deke?
No.
Deke. Dick.
What about BIC?
I don't know.
Like pens.
Like Bic?
Bic.
I don't. Well, they make lighters too.
They also
you gonna
make
tell me-
erasers.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna get into eraser racism.
Yeah. A big competition. Quick, name things that Bic makes. Go!
Okay.
Pencils, erasers, lighters.
Tape?
Pens.
I don't know if they make tape. I think they make
Whiteout.
like those stupid.
Pencils.
I don't know what they're called. They're like
Push
post-it notes,
pencils.
but they're not.
Push pencil refill cartridges.
What? What?
You know when
You
you,
mean
have
like
a
the
push
lead?
pencil and you get the lead, yes.
Push pencil?
What if you had a push pencil?
You mean a mechanical pencil?
Yeah, mechanical pencil, whatever. What
Push
if you had
pencil.
a mechanical pencil?
You know, it's like a
that
pusher.
was cartridge
It's pushing
fed.
its lead on you.
No, a cartridge fed mechanical
graphite.
pencil, where you get a new cartridge that's got like all the lead in it, and you pop the old one out and you click the new one in, and then it just goes.
I don't know.
And you discard the whole thing when you're done.
I have no idea.
That'd be so badass. And you'd be like, let me just reload my pencil.
And it's like spring activated.
Yeah,
it pops out.
it'd have a safety on it. Like, oh, let me just take the safety off before I push my mechanical pencil.
And like you gotta cock it and it goes, and then it just like flies
Yeah,
away and then goes into
exactly.
orbit.
You know what's really sad? If you made those and sold them on the internet, a lot of people would buy it.
Probably.
Yeah.
You could just make like a gun
Pencil
pen.
gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, if it was in the shape of a gun, then it'd be a fucking pain in the ass to write with.
What if you could like shoot like letters
You
with
can
it?
make it like a tiny musket, like a Barbie doll musket, and write with that.
What if you had like a gun that shot like little pieces of lead and like that's how you wrote with it? You just like shot all these tiny bits of lead that like
I
powderized.
bet it would look like shit. No one would understand what you're trying to write. Is that what you want?
Pretty much.
It's so angsty.
Shoots
of you.
little lead balls.
No one even understands what I write because I shoot it with lead.
No, there's just a plane.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not a plane. That's a helicopter.
Oh!
It was red too. It was a red
Is it
copter.
a Black Hawk helicopter?
No, it was just red.
Have you seen that thing with the news reporter who says
No.
a Black Hawk helicopter?
No.
She has to correct herself. And the video description is like reporter with something else on her mind.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Shit. So, yeah, that's what happens when we don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sound like a really slow
Is that
chainsaw.
what this has become?
Yeah, pretty much.
I get this feeling like you keep forgetting that we expect people to listen to this.
No. I just wanna
Because you
get the-
sit there
I
and you're
just
like,
wanna-
oh, no! That's you, the whole thing.
No. Yeah. Okay, whatever. You win.
Yeah.
You win the prize. You know what your prize is? Your prize is to shut the
Well,
fuck
I
up.
guess that just goes to show that I'm always right.
Are you? Are you really?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Even
Fucking
when
liar.
I'm wrong. I'm always right, even when I'm wrong. Always.
I-
It's just I'm being wrong on purpose because that's how right I am.
Ugh. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've run out of things to talk about.
Did we?
I don't
know.
I guess we did.
I've still got this huge list, dude.
You don't have a list. You have
Yeah,
dicks.
I do. I've been putting it
DIX.
together this whole time.
Yeah. What is on it?
We were just
It's on
warming
it.
up.
It's on it.
We're
It's on
probably
it.
not even going to use any
What's
of this.
on it?
Come on.
Tell me. Read it to me. Read your
I
little
don't
list.
have the list. I'm just bluffing.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck you. Fuck you. And your
Well,
list.
Well, at least it was suspenseful.
No.
Yeah. I think that's how we should end it.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Oh, my neighbors in here.
That's not even.
I'm just looking at Audacity right now. We recorded that. It's just like solid chunk of blue.
Oh, okay. Okay, so is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
That's it. That's all.
Are we gonna say our goodbyes now?
You know, I was just planning on later when we edit. I'm just gonna cut it off after.
No,
the
we
yelling.
need we need to have this all needs to be part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, now it's gonna be weird that I was excessive like that.
No.
I thought that was the end. I was building up to the
No.
finale. And I was like,
Are you
oh, that'll be
Are
it.
you still going?
I
Good.
guess.
Okay, well, let's say our goodbyes.
It's over. Get the fuck out.
That was BackTrack, where we yell and it hurts your ears, but you like it. You know
Seg, shut up.
you know you loved it. You
Shut up.
fucking fuckers.
We're going.
We're not.
Going.
I don't.
Get in the fucking car.
Yeah.
Get in the
No.
fucking
I don't
car.
wanna
Get in the goddamn car.